And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, the Aces of Space Design Award is a tribute to the real purpose of architecture and design, that is, to improve the way we live our lives. However, we have amongst us today one of India's most respected and celebrated architects who has impacted all our lives with her designs. She has epitomized the role of an architect as the guardian and the conscious keeper of the built and the unbuilt environment with great elan. Ladies and gentlemen, I am truly proud to present to you all the most momentous Hall of Fame award being presented today to the woman who has been upholding the values of conservation, sustainability, and social equity. And now I would like to invite Ms. Sumisha Gilotra, Editor, Architect, Interiors, India, to please kindly join me on stage to read out a citation for this honorable architect.
In the luminous realm of architecture, we celebrate your legacy marked by unwavering commitment, innovation, and an abiding love for the built environment. From the inception of Somaya and Kalappa consultants in 1978 to the recent accolades in 2023, your architectural brush has painted narratives that transcend both boundaries of time and scales of magnitude. From the restoration of an 18th century cathedral to rebuilding earthquake-torn villages. As the guardian of both progress and history, you've harmonized architecture, conservation, and social equity, proving that each has a place in the other's embrace. The accolades bestowed upon SNK Consultants, the UNESCO Awards, and your global influence showcase a revered fusion of expertise and empathy. It's a great honor for Architect and Interiors India to be presenting you with the prestigious Hall of Fame for your outstanding contribution to the field of design and architecture.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause for the very respected, the renowned architect, Brinda Somaya. So, let's make some noise, and could we have Mr. Bibhor Srivastav and Mr. Ashish Bhasin, founder and managing director, Marmo Solutions, to please kindly escort her up on stage and present her with the honor of Hall of Fame. And we need to fill up the room, ladies and gentlemen, with huge round of applause, as it's an honor for us at Aces of Space Design Awards 2003 to bestow upon her the Hall of Fame Awards. And let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. Quite overwhelmed, and I would particularly like to thank ITP and, of course, Vibhor, my friend, whom I can never say no to, and Sumisha, and yourself. I know a lot of people say when they get an award that it is for many other people, but I truly mean it. Because in our profession, I personally don't believe in star architects. I know most of you here who are in the design fraternity know that very well, that we can never do anything unless we're a team who can work together. And I think apart from that, I'm so pleased that women have come up so well. I think we have to thank many people like those around us for the support and the future as well. We live in a country that's expanding phenomenally at a great rate, but we still have 400 million people who are still in poverty. And I think we must never forget that while we're designing airports and stations and big buildings and hotels. Please always remember that we each have to do our bit. So I will end with a small story if I have a minute. Yes. Okay. Some of you may have heard this, but I like to share this because I think it's particularly relevant to our country. It's a folk story. There was once a big fire in a forest, and all the animals ran away, the tigers and the lions and elephants and everything. And the only animal, if you can call it that, that was left behind was a little bird. And the bird was flying to a little pond nearby and filling its beak with water and coming back and trying to put out the fire. So all the animals laughed at the bird, and they said, you're never going to be able to put it out. And the bird said, at least I'm doing my bit. So I shared this story in Goa once at one of the, in fact, it was one of the Charles Correa and conferences there. And I came back to Mumbai the next day, and my email box was full of emails. And they said, ma'am, you've only talked about half the story. This is the other half. So the other half was the gods were watching the bird. And when they saw this little bird go up and down, they were so moved that the gods began to cry. And when the god cries, it comes down as rain, and the rain put off the fire. So each one of us have to go out and do our bit, however small it might be. Thank you.
But I don't think I'll let Brinda go like this. Brinda, as you can see in the hall, there are many youngsters, and they come all over the country. What is one single message that you will give to the young, upcoming designers?
I think it's a very difficult profession to be in. It's not easy, so to give one message is not easy. There are frustrations, you have to start. But all I can say is keep your integrity and your value system and your ethics in place. And that will reward you well in the long run, because there's enough work. You have a bright future ahead of all of you. So remember that, and best of luck.